Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. It's time to do some more Fisher quests, namely the Heavensward part of them. I have like I have with the Realm Reborn ones, I already have the fish on hand. So we're gonna ignore this Beast of Brewer's Beacon for now. That is a separate quest series that kind of scares me, honestly, because it's the big fish line. Plenty more fish in the sea. Well, if it isn't my old friend Arya, and not a minute too soon. Not that I don't appreciate your company or anything, but I need you to go and deliver something for me right away. Well, Lagos had a visitor, you see. Not only did the poor fellow have to put up with our dear guildmaster blathering on about who knows what for hours on end, but he left his rod behind as well. Do you mind taking it back to him? If it was just the rod that was at stake, I get that lazy guildmaster of ours to take it back himself, but this fellow's a master fisherman who's traveled to every corner of the world. According to Wallalago, he knows all about these secret fishing spots that aren't on any of our charts. Hence why you're the woman for the job. Not only can you be trusted to get his precious pole back to him in one piece, but you can have a chat with this chap and learn something useful in the bargain. It wouldn't do for our guild's angling ace to fall behind on her studies. Mayhap he'll tell you about some far-flung fishing holes that even the famous Wallalago's never heard of, and you'll be able to test your mettle against a whole new kettle of fish. The fisherman you're looking for is an elven fellow named Ensemble. He's staying at the Drowning Wench. If you hurry, you should be able to catch him before he heads off on his travels again. So yeah, we're ignoring that other one. Okay, that's there. Got it. What to think? Not going to Ishgard. Yes, we're going here. Let's go up here. Make sure we're sprinting. As it goes away on zone change and... Well, it's time I was on my way. Now they're kinda Batherun's peculiar, and I'm like to fall asleep in the snow. Oh, hello there. Is the I can assist you with? Goodness, is that my rod? Left in the Fisherman's Guild, you say? Dear me, I was having so much fun catching up with my old friend Wallalago that I forgot all about my most faithful companion. I thank you for coming out of your way to return it to me. Are you a member of the guild then? I don't recall seeing your face in Fisherman's Bottom. You are? Good show, lass. It was always a pleasure to speak with a fellow fish fancier. So tell me, what's been your biggest catch so far? You caught him as I am, Marlin? Hold on a moment, and you're not Arya, are you? The girl who lifted the fishing ban and saved the guild? Well, Lago told me all about you, and in the most glowing of terms. It's a pleasure to have met you, Arya. I wish I could stick around and chat, but it's past time I was heading home to Ishgard. If you're ever in the area, you must come and pay me a visit and tell me all about your adventures in angling. Like as not, you'll find me in the Forgotten Knight. You could say he's the Drowning Wench's long-lost lover. Drop in whenever you like, and I'll give you a guided tour of some of my homeland's best spots to drop a lure. Till then, Arya. Arya, you came! A warm welcome to Ishgard. Well, as warm as it gets up here anyway. So, are you ready to learn all about my favorite fishing holes? It'll soon be the end of the stormy season, Coretta, so we'll be able to fish to our heart's content without being frozen solid. Come back in a little while and I'll show you some of the perfect places to catch the finest fish in the north. The next fishing quest will be available from Ensemble upon reaching level 53. Requirements for undertaking some quests can be reviewed in your journal. Oh. I got to level 80. Cool. The Ice Pick Challenge. Good to see you, Arya. I've got news for you. I've got some news for you that I think you're gonna like. Have you ever heard of a fish called an ice pick? Not only do they have a kick like a Mylodon, the wits of give any fisherman a challenge, but cut them into gouges and fry them till they're golden. They're just a thing to take away the taste of Gibberlon's best brown. Well, a show of the beauties inside the fishing hole I know in the western highlands of Querthus. Let's head over, shall we? I'll meet you by the northern entrance to Falcon's Nest. Oh, you're gonna... Okay. Look, it's been years since I did that. It's for Fisher Quest. Okay. Oh, you're just right here. Cool. Arya, you're finally here. I was afraid I'd missed you. To tell the truth, this young lady and I have just returned from the fishing hole. I'll explain in a second, but first, allow me to introduce you. Arya, meet Rinimt, a fellow fishing enthusiast. We only just met ourselves. She was passing by when I spotted the rod strapped to her back and introduced myself. Rinimt had heard about the ice pick sighting too, and well, after a bit of mutual rod rattling, we decided to have a little competition. I'm sorry we didn't wait for you, but you know how hot-headed with the way fishers can be. Of course, I wish I had waited now. By the time I managed to catch my first decent-sized ice pick, she already had a brace in the net. How embarrassing for you, and in your own stamping grounds, too. Why, I've never been to that fishing hole before in all my life, yet the fish were practically throwing themselves out of the water for me. Kick me while I'm down, why don't you? I demand vengeance. Arya, who better deliver than the Lady Master Wallalago called the absolute apex of the angling art. The absolute apex of the what now? The apex of the angling art. The perfect piscatrix. The finest fisherwoman in the firmament. He was talking about you, Arya. If there's anyone who can wipe that smirk off Reyna's face, you can. The pond where you'll find the fish is off to the north. Cross the bridge and keep going until you reach Gorgain Holding. You should find it easily enough. It's the only stretch of liquid water in Malms. Reyna caught 2 ice picks, so you're gonna have to catch 3. The fishing hole where we found the ice picks is just up in Gorgain Holding. Just head north, across the Black Iron Bridge, and you'll be there. Reyna caught 2 ice picks, you have to catch 3. I'm counting on you. Well, good news. Haha, 3 ice pick and everyone a beauty. How do you like that, Reyna? Who's laughing now? What? I can't believe you beat my record. Alright, I'll admit it. You're a better fisherwoman than me, and 3's as good as Ensemble. I may have lost the contest, but it's been wonderful to meet you both. I thought I was the only one who spent her days traveling around, taking on what jobs I can to fuel my fishing habit. But now I know there's at least 2 more Epicureans in the world. So you're a real angling addict, are you, Reyna? No doubt you could tell us some tales that would set our fish-fancying hearts aflutter. Oh, of course. It's the least I can do. The winner of the competition should have a reward, after all. Now, I don't know if there's any truth in this tale. There's a certain story doing the rounds in Dravania that you might find interesting. Not so very long ago, there was a chocobo hunter who found a wounded fish on the shore of the Sea of Clouds. It was a Moogle spirit, known to fishermen the realm over as the Manta of the Seas. A hook was through its lip, an unintended rod lying at its side. The hunter took up the rod and freed the fish, but as soon as he did, the spirit scooped him in its fins and swept him away to an island above the clouds. Not knowing where he was or how to get home, he dropped the line in the clouds while he awaited rescue. In moments there was a jerk on the line, and he pulled up a strange fish covered in spines. A few more minutes of fishing, he had enough of the things to spell out help in Cloudkin. His message was spotted by a passing airship, and the fellow was saved. Well, what do you think? The chocobo hunters tell it to their children as a bedtime story, and I've got a funny feeling there might be more to it than that. Anyway, I can't stand around chatting while there's work to be done. If that story tickled you, why don't you go and have a look around the Sea of Clouds? If you're lucky, you might catch a few of those helpful fish yourselves. These strange fish the chocobo hunter pulled from the clouds. I think I might have an idea what they were. The Ishgardian nobility used to harvest them for their poison, so much so that they drove them to extinction, or so I thought until now. Here, Arya, take some of these. The noblemen used to bait their hooks with these red balloons to catch those fish. If the creatures really are still around, chances are their tastes haven't changed. Balloon bugs spend their lives in the skies, but they make their nests in the earth. If you should need any more of them, a friendly botanist or miner should be able to dig some out for you. Anyway, thanks for the day. You really saved my skin. If Raina had won that contest, I don't think I ever would have lived it down. Heading back to the night to celebrate. See you again soon, Arya. But we unlock cloud fishing for this, which allows you to cast your line from floating islands, aka the Sea of Clouds. And a couple things elsewhere, but Sea of Clouds. You have now acquired the skill of cloud fishing. Cast a line to the clouds and see if anything bites. I think there's a dawn trail spot. This cloud fishing too. Anyway, back to Foundation. Invasion of the Supper Snatchers. Morning, Arya. You're just the person I wanted to see. Sorry for foisting this on you without any warning, but could I ask a favor of you? Remember that girl, Rena? The one who beat you in the fishing contest? Well, she sent me a message saying she needs an experienced angler to come and fish her out of a spot of hot water. She's been trying her hand at a little chocobo hunting over in Dravania. She didn't go into the details, but it seems some problems cropped up that only a master fisherman can solve. I'd go and lend her a hand myself, but I've got some business of my own to attend to that's gonna keep me in the city for the foreseeable future. Sorry to drop it on your lap like this, but would you mind heading over to my place and see what's going on? The chocobo hunters work out of an outpost in the Dravanian Forelands. Tail feather, they call it. Thanks for taking your time. Thanks for taking care of this for me, Arya, and pass on my best wishes to Reyna, won't you? Wait. Did I just see what I think I saw? I did just see what I thought I saw. Can I find it without pulling up? You know what we do. Over there. Oh no, that's in the tunnels. Oh no, full time is in. Oh no, it's not in the tunnels, it's right there. Okay. We good. So I wasn't intending to do this, but hi, this is Senmer. Just happened to, be here. When I came here to do this fishing quest, so you know. Senmerv spawns by completing the Fate Surfs Up 5 times. Spawns like around this Dana Road, it's just south of Annex Shrine. And shares spots with several other Fates, including Special Task Force. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt to spawn Senmerv, honestly. Anyway. It hasn't been pulled. It's gonna melt because it's level 60. That's what I was looking for. Or Senmer. Heavensward definitely has a couple of annoying small conditions for hunts. Anyway, Senmer distraction over. Where the heck am I going in? All the way back over the tail feather. I'm warping back there. I don't want to fly. There's Rena. Finally, you made it. Thanks for coming, Arya. Wait, hold on. Where's Ansem? Isn't he with you? Didn't think he was up to the challenge, eh? Well, at least he had the good sense to send along a suitable replacement. You're thrice the fisherman that great Galoot is, and it's angling talents I need to get us out of this mess. For the past few years, I've been coming here to Tailfeather for the start of the hunting season. It's dangerous work, but it has its rewards. Why, just a couple of weeks chocobo hunting can keep a girl in balloon bugs for the rest of the year. And after a long day's hard work, there's nothing I like better than to head to the riverbank and catch a few carp for the hunter's supper. Problem is, someone's let a school of carnivorous catfish loose in the river, and they're running riot. At this rate, they'll gobble up every fish in the river before the season's out. I've convinced the hunters to try to catch these monsters before it's too late, but they've had no luck so far. It's no surprise, really. Half of them don't even know which bit of the tackle to throw in the water. That's where you come in. I need you to help me catch a few of those whiskery invaders and show those hunters how it's done. What do you say, Arya? If my master plan works, it's not only the future of our fish suppers that'll be saved for posterity, but the chocobo hunt itself. After all, you can't catch chocobos on an empty stomach. Isn't that right, Stanny boy? Looks like Stanny's away with the fairies again. I better stay here and keep an eye on him. We wouldn't want him doddering off into the womb and giving those nasty catfish something meatier to wrap their teeth around. Do you think you could put my plan to practice yourself? The hunters I sent to catch the catfish should be upstream somewhere. Just follow the river up to the north and you're sure to bump into them sooner or later. They might not have caught any of those pesky pescatarians yet, but like as not, they'll know where to find them. Well, I'll be, if it ain't that Fisher Rain has been going on about the absolute apex of angling or what have you. If you're half as good as she claims, we'll have those horrors sorted out in no time flat. These shadow whiskers are eating us out of house and home. They ain't native to this area. See, some lunk-headed hunter decided to bring them in special when no one was looking and set them free in the river. And do you know why he did it? To make the chocobos think twice about crossing the river so the lazy beggar didn't have to hunt so far. Some fish is gonna scare a 10-fold racing bird. The shadow whiskers have put the fear of the gods into all the other river dwellers, though. And the fish would have been here all along, just ain't quick enough to escape them, so the monsters are having a field day. Proper gorging themselves, like. We've tried all we can to fish them out, but the slippery beggars just won't take the bait. They head downriver to hunt, but most of them are holed up around here in the basin of the 100 Throws. It's the big ones in the best nick that are the most trouble. If you could show us how to go about catching them, we'll take care of the rest. I reckon 3 big ones should be enough to teach us the knack. Fish themselves and give the rain up. I'm sure she'll find some use for them. And back to the tail feather because I already have the fish. How's the shadow whisker hunt going? It'll take every trick in the book to lift those monsters out of the water, but you know the book backwards, right? Sure. It's called the market board. It's a great trick, honestly. Wow, you did it! I knew you could count on you. And the chocobo hunters saw everything, did they? The lure you chose, how you set your line, the flick of the wrist, set the hook. Excellent! Now that they've seen how it's done, you can leave the rest to us. We'll have the Willem back to its good old self in no time. One good turn deserves another, but I've exhausted my supply of fascinating fishing stories. How about you, Stanley boy? Any exciting tales of angling and adventures to tell our good friend Daria? I've got a story for you. Long ago, when me granddad's granddad was but a boy, he met with this traveling trader who'd come over from the far east to flog his wares. Among this merchant stock was a bucket of wriggling red worms that seemed aglow with heat. Naturally, the boy asked him what they were all about. Them was magma worms, me son. The merchant said, or some such far eastern powder as makes no difference. Back where I come from, the fisher folk use them as bait. Hook him to a steel line, drop him in the volcano, and you'll pull up a fish the like which you had never seen. Of course, he said, it's a dangerous game fishing a pool of molten rock. One false move and you're coming up crispy. Still, there's many back in the east who risk life and limb to make it their business. They call them the famous hell fishers, or so my great-great-granddad was told. What a story, Stan! Could there really be fish that live in lava? There are. I want to catch one. And it sounds like we need some of those magma worms, though. I can't say I've ever heard of them. Maybe Anselm will have an idea where to get a hold of them? He's traveled all over the world, right? I don't have a handy key to just turn on and off my chat cover for this expansion, so I have to do it manually. Welcome back, Arya. Judging from that satisfied smile on your face, I'd say you've managed to solve Raina's little problem. I knew you could do it. Something to ask me? By all means, fire away. Red glowing worms? You're not gonna believe this, but I've got a few of those magma worms of yours right here in my pocket. Pair of adventurers who were in here earlier, botanists and a miner still in their diggings. Well, a few regulars off them that fit the description. I thought they might make decent fishing bait, but it seems they're not cut out for the cold. As soon as they hit the water, they turn hard as a rock. Perhaps they fare better in the heat. Here, consider them your reward for taking care of that business with Raina for me. If you're thinking of trying your hand at this hell fishing game, Dravania is your best bet. It's a string of volcanoes in the Forelands. Up where the dragons dwell, just promise me you won't go getting yourself killed, alright? So this time around, we're getting hell fishing. Similar to cloud fishing, except a lot less fish in magma. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You have now acquired the skill hell fishing. Cast a line into lava and see if anything bites. One man's fish is another man's poison. Arya, your timing is impeccable as ever. Listen, we've got a bit of a problem here, and I'm gonna need your help to get it sorted out. This gentleman here is an old friend of mine from back home in the domains of House Rochecarp. I've known him since I was a boy. The problem is home isn't looking as homely anymore. It all started when the Lord of Rochecarp Manor passed away. By all laws and customs, control of the estate should have passed into the hands of the elder of his two sons, but the fellow is away on his travels right now and has little interest in returning to the estate. Of course, until he officially renounces his title or turns up dead, someone to take charge of the house's affairs. Hence, his younger brother, the late Lord's second son, has assumed control as Lord Regent. But the boy's a dunderheaded fool. Whereas Lord Father was well respected by the small folk for his just and generous rule, this egotist rules only for himself, terrorizing the populace with increasingly outlandish demands. Take my friend here. For many years, he has worked as the manor's head chef, feeding that monster from the day he slipped the breast, but even that hasn't been enough to spare him and his new master's spite. The Lord Regent plans to hold a banquet to welcome an envoy from the Holy See, and has demanded to be served a platter of leather puffer, a fish that has been extinct for years. And should my friend fail to provide the fish, his head will grace the platter in its place. I cannot let him get away with this. There's nothing for it. I'm gonna have to. Unless, might there be another way? Arya, I beg you, could you catch one of these leather puffers for me? It's a matter of life and death. The creatures may have been fished to extinction in Ishgard, but there's still a chance they survive to this day somewhere further afield. If only we knew more about their movements. We must needs speak with someone who has an encyclopedic knowledge of the migration habits of cloudfish. I know. Sissipu. Well, while the law goes out fishing, she's always got her head in the almanac. Maybe she'd know where to find them. My life is in your hands, my lady. If there's any help you can offer me, I'd be most obliged. If it's a leather puffer the Lord Regent wants, it's a leather puffer he'll get. But he won't get away with threatening my friends. By the time I'm finished with him, it is he who shall be the endangered species. Well, back to Limsa. Well, look what the catfish dragged in. It's nice to see you all. See all that fame and fortune you found as a master fisherman hasn't stopped you from paying your old instructors a visit. What can I do you for, Arya? You want to know about leather puffers? Then you come to the right place. When you went to Corythus and caught those cloud cutters, it made me realize the guild was lacking with learning about cloudkin. So I bought up every book I could find and read them all from cover to cover. Leather puffers are a type of flying fish that are packed to the gills with potent poison. Slice out the venom sac and their meat makes for a tingling taste sensation, but a prick in the wrong place and you won't be leaving the latrine for a week. As for the migration habits, I'm sure I read something. Yes, westerlies! Whenever the weather vane swung to the west, Ishgardian nobles would go out in force to catch as many as they could. And they caught a fair few, alright. By all accounts, they fished the poor puffers to extinction. In Ishgard, anyway. It could be they still colonized the clouds further west, over in Dravanian territory. Try asking around out there. Someone might be able to tell you more. It is off to Mog home for us! I thought I clicked the right one, but they were just like rounds out of each other. Drinking mounts. Maybe one is smaller. I can't see! This is a terrible weather, oh my gosh. It's the middle of the day and I can't see! What the quest is here? Oh, okay. Wait. Motto. You're looking for a leather puffer couple? Then Mulgut's the Moogle for you. He's died in the fur fishing fanatic Koopa. One time he was out among the floating islands for so long, by the time he thought of heading home, they'd all moved around. He couldn't find his way back. So do you know what he did? He got right out and started fishing again, Koopo. He was here in Mogholm not so long ago, but he flew off to the north. He's not the fastest flyer, so if you leave now, you should be able to catch up with him. Good luck, Koopo. Literally, it just looks like night right now. Even though it's like the middle of the day. Koopo, oh, stay away, Koopo! I'm gonna roll, I'm not ready to use it! Hold on. What's the appetizing aroma? You look like an raw, but you smell like a fish. Who in the world are you? You're a fellow fisherman looking for a leather puffer? Well, why didn't you say so, Koopo? Any angler obsessed enough to come all the way up here just for a fish is a friend of mine. I think I've got some good news for you, Koopo. Those leather puffers are alive and well, and they're right here in the churning mist. I caught one myself just a few moons back. It looks so delicious I ate it up right there and then. Never again, Koopo. Those fish aren't just toxic, they're tricky too. Only ever managed to catch the one, and even that was an accident, a terrible bell-twisting accident. If you do manage to catch a leather puffer that's fit for a banquet, I'd like to take a look at it. Okay, here you go. I definitely caught it. Those leather puffers live around here, but they don't often show their faces to fishers, Koopo. If you manage to catch one, I'd love to take a look at it. Koopo, you're a fantastic fisherwoman, Arya. I never thought I'd see one of these leather puffers again. Such a big one, too. A fish like that would make a banquet fit for a king, Lord Regent, Koopo. Just make sure the chef removes the insides first. You don't want to end up with leather puffer poisoning. Trust me. Never thought my fur would ever be this white again. Still, I'm glad I got to see one again, Koopo. And since you're such an accomplished angler, I'll let you in on a little secret. There are fish living in stranger places than this. Long, long ago, there was an empire who had such mastery of magic that they made the whole continent rise up into the skies. People who put it there might be long gone, but the island's still up there, and it's full of fish. Some of the magic is spilled out onto the surface and formed a strange ethereal chemical pools. Rumor has it that the fish in the spills feed on fiend worms, but I don't know if that's true. Maybe the Moogle who told me was just pulling my pom-pom, Koopo. If you ever find your way up there, you should try your hand at ether fishing, Koopo. Who knows what fantastical fish might be waiting for you in those pools? How goes the hunt for the leather puffer, Arya? I've asked around the city, but nobody's seen a spine or a scale of one for many years. Maybe they really are extinct. Have you tried befriending the Moogles? You really caught one. Good gods, Arya, you're incredible. With this fish, you've saved my friend's life. Here you are, Chef. One fresh leather puffer. Just be careful you don't cut open the venom sac while you're preparing the platter. We'll be wanting to save that poison for the Lord Regent's portion. Don't worry, I won't kill him. Just make him lay low for a few days. If you're afraid of arousing his wrath, then don't be. Just slip away as soon as the food is served and come to me. I'll protect you. Thank you, me lord. I do believe you will, but it's not only I who needs your protection. Your people are suffering, my lord. You must come back and claim your rightful inheritance. Hey, I thought I told you to keep quiet about that. Well, it looks like the coral's out of the bag, so to speak. I don't suppose there's any reason to hide it from you any longer, Arya. That so-called Lord of the Region who's terrorizing small folk? He He's my younger brother. Ever since he was a boy, he dreamed of one day taking control of House Rouge Carp. He knew that I stood to inherit, and he hated me for it. That's why I went away, so my brother's dreams could be realized and I could devote my days to fishing, free from the burden of lordship. But thanks to my brother's folly, that dream is over, my friend. I've made my decision. No longer will you have to suffer at the hands of that tyrannical fool. This time, it is he that shall suffer. Thank you, me lord, and the small folk will be glad to hear of it, I'm sure. Start spreading the word that you're coming back to us, and it'll give them the strength to put up with your brother's demands a little while longer. Well, I think we've heard quite enough of my family problems now, Arya. Tell me about how you caught that leather puffer. I went up to a market board and I bought it. Magical pools on floating islands. If even half of what that Moogle told you is true, you're sure to find some pretty bizarre specimens there. I wager you're dying to try your hand at this ether fishing lark. And it just so happens I've got a few of those fiend worms he spoke of right here. Don't look so surprised. Might be the better fisher, but nobody can best me when it comes to collecting bait. Now get yourself to that floating island before I collect them back. I think any of these are like anything right now. You have now acquired the skill of ether fishing. Cast a line into a pool of etherochemical effluent and see if anything bites. Carp on Zium. Arya, how have the fish been biting? I've had so much on my platter recently, but with all the preparations returned to my ancestral home, I haven't much of a chance to, Oh, hello, Arya. I'm glad you're here. There's something I need to speak with you both about. It's your brother, Ansem. He's asked me to assassinate you. Oh, don't worry. I told him I wouldn't do it. After all, if I killed you, who would I be in our little fishing competitions? What in the world are you talking about, Reyna? I know full well why my brother might want me dead, but why would he ask you to kill me? I told you what I do for a living, don't I? I travel the realm, taking on what jobs I can to fuel my fishing habit. What kind of jobs did you think I was talking about? Juggalo wrangling, basket weaving, maybe a few short stints as a bar wench? Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that one of my fishing friends was a professional assassin. Well, it's true. I specialize in taking down my marks with poison arrows. Remember how you had your brother eat that leather puffer poison? Seems he's keen to give you a dose of your own medicine, right in the heart. It isn't just revenge he wants, he's afraid of me. That's why he's been making unreasonable demands of those who know me well, driving them from their homes and threatening them with death, trying to get rid of all who might oppose his regency. Well, as long as he's focusing his efforts on harming me and not my people, I can rest a little easier. There's just one problem that remains to be solved. Sorry to burst your bubble, Ansel, but it's not just you that he's planning to harm. I happen to overhear he's planning a new irrigation project on your house's estate. At least that's what he calls it. All he's actually going to do is fill in the fishing ponds just to spite you. What? Hello, life. Can order my friends to put poisoned arrows in my heart all he likes, but I'll never forgive him if he dares to damage my family's fishing holes. Arya, we have a moment to lose. Will you lend me your aid to cast up my brother? There's only one way that I can be sure of claiming my inheritance. I must present the Rouge Carp ring, the ancient treasure of my house, passed down from father to son since time immemorial. Fortunately, I dropped it in the sea of clouds. But there may still be a way to reclaim it. As I watched the ring descend into the mist, a cloudfish flew by and swallowed the whole. The ring is highly distinctive, a blood-red jewel with the image of a leaping carp, the sigil of my house, intricately inlaid in silver. If anyone was to catch that fish, the tale of the rings discovered would surely spread far and wide in cloud fishing circles. Arya, mayhap your Dravanian Moogle friend might have heard all about it. Pray go to him and ask about my ring. Maybe my only hope. Koopa, you're looking for a ring, Kobo. It wouldn't happen to have a shiny red jewel with a picture of a fish on it, would it? Moguk knows all about it, Kupo. A few weeks I was filleting one of the fish I caught for my supper. have learned my lesson about eating fish whole. Then when a ruby ring fell out of its belly, seeing how shiny it was and where I found it, I thought that someone must have been using it as a lure when their line snapped. Never realized it was the ancient treasure. I have it. Won't have. But this I don't have it anymore. A few days ago, I was fishing from a floating island. Before I knew it, I drifted all the way to Abalathia, Kupo. There's a big birdman there who's fishing in a little pond. And one thing led to another. We decided to have a bit of a contest. A competition that I lost, Kupo. If I had known he was such an expert fisher bird, I never would have wagered the ring. I promise. Can I tell Ansel I'm sorry? What in the world? Mogu caught the fish that swallowed my ring? Well, stroke of luck. See your Moogle friend again and tell him that he has nothing to apologize for. Thanks to him, we know exactly where to find my ring and how to reclaim it. The birdman who went from him can only be a Vanu. If the fellow likes to gamble, all we need to do is challenge him to another contest and win it back. Let's head up to Camp Cloudtop and see if we can find this famous fisher bird. Arya, you made it. I've just spoken to the knights in Camp Cloudtop and they think they know the Vanu fisher we're looking for. Apparently, they often see him fishing on a floating island away to the east. However, the way they tell it, we might have some difficulty getting there. See, the island the birdman likes to fish on isn't connected to the mainland. The only way to get to it is by flying. Anyway, let's head over and take a look for ourselves. Oh, and here, take this rod. Made it myself. Vanu aren't known for their hospitality, but a gift like this might surely stoke the fire of friendship in the heart of any fishing enthusiast. I accidentally flew right by him. But you get for trying to fly in Discord at the same time. Who are you, and why you disturb my peace? Netherling appears from nowhere like sudden squall from cloudless skies, a rare and unwelcome occurrence. What a handsome rod that shines like summer sun. Netherling honors Tona Vanu with excellent gift. What can Tona Vanu offer in return? Netherling desires return of Rouge Corp ring? Netherling asks much of Tona Vanu. Tona Vanu wins that ring fair and square. If Tona Vanu returns ring, he returns the Moogle, not to Netherling. That is, if Tona Vanu can return at all. In truth, Tona Vanu has ring no more. Tona Vanu uses ring to fish for Bullfrog. As soon as Bullfrog bites, big cat killer comes along and strikes like lightning, ripping away Bullfrog, lure and all. Netherling. Tona Vanu sees storm clouds gather on your brow as if your face comes on to rain. Why you want red rings so? Evil man with icy heart threatens to destroy fishing holes? Netherling's true friend of fish to sadden so. Any friend of fish is friend of Tona Vanu. Tona Vanu helps you catch cat killer and get back ring. First, Netherling needs to catch big Bullfrog. Bullfrog is cat killer's favorite food. Use big Bullfrog as lure, Mooch, to catch cat killer. Cat killer that swallows Rouge Corp ring is fierce like raging tempest. Netherling will know it when Netherling sees it. Tona Vanu smells Netherling friend waiting on mainland. He sweats more than Moogle in noonday sun. You catch big cat killer, better take it to him straight away. Come all this way to the Sea of Clouds, and we finally tracked down the Vanu fisherman who has my ring. The rest is up to you, Arya. All my hopes and dreams rest at the end of your line. And the cat killer, I definitely just bought off the market board. Like summer sky after a rainstorm, it is clear to Tona Vanu that this is the fish that swallows your ring. Netherling is shining example to all fishermen who use the market board. Like bright ray of sunshine that pierces clouds, but enough talk of weather. Let me pierce fish instead. The Rouge Corp ring. Rouge Carp ring. The very same. The treasure that will secure me my birthright and let me take my rightful place as head of my house. My brother isn't the type to go quietly, but this ring should be enough to silence him. I shan't let him terrorize the small folk any longer. I suppose my lord won't be going on any more fishing trips in the near future then. You may be right. If all goes to plan, I should be able to spare my family's fishing holes from my brother's wrath, but I doubt my new lordship will leave me much time to enjoy them. Do not wilt like flower in drought, noble lord. Just as a hurricane has its eyes, so the most demanding duty has its moments of peace. Whenever you find yourself in such a time of calm, let the easterly breezes blow you back to my island. You may use it as and when you wish. Truly, you would allow me the use of your fishing hole. You too are a friend of fish, and any friend of fish is a friend of Tonavanu. We are brothers in fins, and even the wildest whirlwind could not tear that bond asunder. Tonavanu's fishing hole is yours to use as you please. Tonavanu only asks that you let him visit your land sometime. A lord who likes fishing so must have some secret spots of his own, yes? You'll let me fish in your fishing hole so long as I let you fish in all of mine? You drive a hard bargain, Tonavanu. Well, alright. If you want to keep your presence in Ishgard a secret, we're gonna have to get you a change of clothes. Ooh, I want to try your fishing holes too. Hurry up, Anselm. The quicker you put out your brother and reclaim your lordship, the sooner we can go fishing. Make it sound as if it's a foregone conclusion. Even with the rouge carp ring on my finger, my brother and his cronies aren't like to leave without a fight. Maybe many a moon before I can undo the damage my brother has done. Oh, stop your grumbling. You've got the ring back, and Tony here has given you permission to use the secret fishing hole. What have you got to complain about? Just get back to Ishgard and kick out your brother before he ruins your estate. Not only for the good of your small folk, but for the benefit of fishing fanatics everywhere, particularly those directly in front of you. You're right. And being granted the use of a fishing hole of such outstanding beauty will not give me the strength to outlast my brother. Nothing will. Arya, I thank you. For years I dreaded the day I might have to end my travels and assume my lordship. But with friends like you, I know that it need not be the end of my adventures. Next time we meet, I shall be Lord Anselm de Rouge Cup, and I'll challenge you to a rematch. Oh, let me join in. We can hold the next contest down there. Such a peaceful place. You can forget all about all the worries of the world and focus on the fish. Indeed, just as a balmy breeze blows the storm clouds from the skies, so the eddies clear the sorrows from your soul. It is truly a fisherman's paradise. Let's grab a random material. Let's just get found, I guess. Sure, that's what I got before. In testing new waters as a fisher, you have learned patience too. This concludes the Fisher quest for Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. You must have completed the main scenario quest, The Far Edge of Fate. Once you have done so, the next Fisher quest will be available from Sisypho. And that does wrap up Heavensward Fishing. What's going on here? Just weird enemy. I don't look around here too much anymore, unless I'm looking for Squonk. I guess there's more down here. Okay, cool. Unless I'm looking for Squonk. Good old Squonk. I don't feel like looking for Squonk right now. I'm gonna say thank you for watching. We will, I guess, mourn the fact that there is no more just using the market board to finish this quest, because in Stormblood they're like, oh, people can just buy these fish. That doesn't make story sense. Yeah. Yeah, and Stormblood makes you have to get him yourself. Darn. But well, that's Stormblood. This wraps up the Heavensward Fisher. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe, maybe click the bell for notifications. Also be sure to check out the description below. Various links, social media, Discord, come hang out, get notifications there as well. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!